Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and those of you who consider yourselves to be non-binary or gender fluid, thank you for coming to the show. Why'd you go quiet when I said non-binary people? Like, everyone is included here. First of all, are you comfortable? Yeah. Sure, madam? Yes. Sure? Everyone comfortable? Someone said not really. Are you kind of cramped in the back, woman in the shadows? Yeah. All right, do some adjustments now, be comfortable, because I'm funny, but I'm not like deep throating Von Bosis funny. I'll make that very clear. This will be a comedy show, not a hostage situation. If you need to go to the toilet, go to the toilet, because I'm funny, but I'm not cystitis funny. So, don't want anyone being like, he was so funny, my pussy was fizzing. So, let's... Relax, you can laugh at that, guys. Anyway, it's a pleasure having all of you guys here. It's been really fun doing this show. I wanted to bring it here and film it. I was so excited about this show. I did something I wouldn't normally do. I didn't want to be late for the show, so I took a black cab. Now, some of you are like, and some of you are like, really, Dane, a black cab? You did that? You must be doing all right. I'm doing all right. Not well, all right. If you don't know the significance of black cabs are very similar to yellow cabs in New York in that they mainly operate around the center part of the city and they don't stop for black people. Like, black cab is kind of an ironic name, really. And if you're not from the UK and you're a black person, you might come here and think, oh, black cab, that sounds good, and you'd be disappointed. Just like if you're a white person, you're from America, and you go, where should we go for tourism? Oh, this place looks nice. White City. And then you get there and you're like, White City? It should be called Brown Town. So, yeah. Thing is, yeah, I'm not normally someone that would get black cabs. I'm definitely an Uber person. Uber fans in the house? Very nice, very efficient. You don't have to have a conversation. Can't beat an Uber. Not only that, before Uber was an app, Uber was a sound that black men made at the prospect of getting a black cab. Remember the days, bro, when you come out of a nightclub and be like, I need to get home. One of your friends would be like, let's get that black cab. And you'd be like, oh, bro, I don't know about that, boy. I don't really stop for our people like that, so, you know. It's messed up as well because you think you would take two separate words like black and cab and they'd be a marriage made in heaven. But sometimes when you combine two words, the result is actually a marriage made in hell. I'm not sure if you guys are all following this logic. I'll give you another example of two words coming together and fucking up the whole thing. Let's take a foodstuff like rice. Who here likes rice? People love rice. It feeds the world, goes great with a curry. You can stir fry it, you can boil it. Hell, you can even make it into pudding. Rice is so good, even vegans shut the fuck up when rice is around. Delicious and plant-based. Let's take another foodstuff like cake. People love cake. Bake-Off is going on and on and on because people love it so much. Cake is so good, that's what they give you on your fucking birthday. No one's ever like, happy birthday, here's a sandwich. That's how good cake is. But if you combine those two things, then you get rice cake. And that's a fucking abomination. Now, this place is a democracy and a safe space. Is anyone here that actually likes rice cake? Yeah, madam, you like a rice cake? What's your name, miss? Kate, so what's your favorite type of rice cake? Just plain? For those of you who can't see Kate and want to know, yes, she is. The point... No, don't laugh at that. Don't let them... And you're also vegan, see? That's why you were kind of like, I'm a shark for this rice part, but when... I don't know, Kate. If you're vegan, I guess you have to learn to make do, right? The thing about me with rice cakes is that I'm just tired of women being misled by the patriarchy that's telling you to eat freeze-dried snacks in order to lose weight. It's a lie, ladies. You never see men eating this shit. Tell me the one time you, Kate, or anyone else has ever gone into an office canteen and there's been 3 men around the table eating Rivita. They don't do it. Now, you know, Kate, I bring this up because a lot of time people say, I like rice cake. And then I go, what kind of rice cake do you like? And they go, caramel. Then you like fucking caramel, don't you? It annoys me even more when people try and combine rice cakes with other, like, superfoods, like goji berries. Anyone like goji berries in here? See, even Kate as a vegan don't like fucking goji berries because they're disgusting. It looks like God chewed the plant and put it back. I don't see why it even calls itself a berry if when I squeeze you, no juice comes out. So until there's a Ribena goji berry flavor, I don't give a fuck about goji berries. Oh, it gets even worse. Some people say, well, I like my rice cakes with a little bit of Marmite on them. Who the fuck said yeah? 2022, after a pandemic, people are still eating Marmite. Too, Kate? Marmite? But yeast is a living thing. I mean, this ain't supposed to be some kind of like gut shaming. Like, fuck her, yeah, you got it, Dane. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I don't know, Kate, and everybody else. All right, let's buy round of applause. Who here likes Marmite? Yeah, all right. Well, I hate you. Because you're fucking weird. There's a lot of condiments out there, and you've chosen yeast extract. I don't know how they came up with it, but I imagine it went a little bit like this. Good morning, everybody. Because it's Australian, right? It's Vegemite? Well, same. Well, if you know that, why don't you have Vegemite then, Kate, instead of Marmite? Vegemite is better? I'll take your word for it, Kate. I don't know about yeast extract. Some guy was like, good morning, everyone. I've got a great new idea for a spread. Fuck jam. Fuck marmalade. Don't even bring up peanut butter. I've got something new. Yeast extract. You know yeast, don't you? It goes in beer and bread and women's pussies when their jeans are too tight. Let's put that on toast. Exactly, madam. Ill is the right expression to have. All right, I'll give you another example. That was kind of charged. Some of you are drinking liquor right now. If you are drinking liquor, enjoy it. You've earned it. It's been a hard couple of years. Now, sometimes we like to have our liquor over some ice, makes the drink go down ever so much more sweetly. But if you combine those two words, liquor and ice, then you get a whole new bastard of a term, which is licorice. And licorice is the worst sweet I've ever seen in my whole fucking life. Yeah, thank you. But again, this is the democracy. So anyone here actually like licorice? Well, anyone here born after the Second World War that likes licorice? People are still eating licorice in a post-Haribo world? All right, if you say so. All I'm saying is, there is more options available when it comes to confectionery. Licorice is right at the bottom. It's below the floor for me. Licorice is so disgusting that when I was a child growing up in the 80s, and there was a whole hysteria about stranger danger, and the fact that these strangers would lose sweets to lure you into vans, if I was outside in a park with my friends, and a guy was like, hey there, little boy, you seem like a nice, handsome young man. You want to come play some games in my van? I got some licorice. I'd have been like, can I just suck your dick now? Because the abuse has already begun. Why waste time? Anyway, we're kind of going off topic. I was in a black cab, and did the obligatory pleasantries. I said, good evening, sir. Have you been busy? And he said, no, I've not actually been that busy. Things have been real rough for black cab drivers ever since Uber and Bolt and Lyft and all these other apps showed up. We're not getting much business. Well, it's almost as if black cabs don't matter. Yeah, to me. To which I replied, well, I thought all cabs matter. Yeah. He didn't really like that. He was like, that's very insensitive, and there's a lot of stereotypes about black cabs. Because of the way we speak and the way we act when we're together, people like to call us aggressive and confrontational. But whether people like it or not, us black cabs have been here for decades, generation after generation, paying taxes, obeying laws. We send our kids to the same schools as you, and if you prick us, do we not bleed like human beings? Black cabs, man. I was like, you know what, sir? You're absolutely right. I've been a bit too harsh. Black cabs matter. And then he said, do you think the audience will understand this metaphor when you get to your show, Dane? And I said, I don't fucking know, the meter's running. Can you hurry up, please? I'm not made of money. Now, I'm sure you can all tell that's a very true story. And I'm telling you because I wanted to brace you for the fact that I'm going to be talking about race. And I never used to have to do that when I came on stage. But over the last couple of years, people get very sensitive if you bring up the issue of race or racism or racial rhetoric. You have people like Lawrence Fox who say stuff like, you know what? Maybe if we stop talking about it, it would go away. When has that ever worked for any social ill or personal ailment you've ever have? If you went to a doctor and was like, there's a rash on my genitals, and he said, ignore that shit, you would say, I'd like another doctor, please. I also notice people always say, oh, here we go, you liberals, always whining. First of all, I'm not liberal, I will kick your mum in the face if you're racist. Second of all, how can you be called a snowflake if you're liberal or care about other people? Like, when you think about the nature of a snowflake, you can't describe me in that way. Like, what's a snowflake? Individual, white and cold as fuck, and tend to disappear in warm climates when black people are having a good time. Couldn't be further from the truth. But mainly when I try to talk about issues that affect this society where race is concerned, people say, oh, you seem very angry. You must have a chip on your shoulder. And I thought a lot about this chip on my shoulder. And in this world of body positivity, when we're embracing all of our curves and our flaws, I embrace having a chip on my shoulder as a black man in a racist society. Keeps me alert, keeps me alive, keeps me working for a better world. And I must share this lovely chocolate chip of mine with you guys. So I hope you're ready for some lovely social commentary cookies. Now, I'm calling them social commentary cookies, yes. I could call them home truths, but that tends to put people off when you tell them the truth. You know why? Because normally you go on a website and at the beginning it doesn't say, hey, we're going to put a piece of code into your computer so we can monitor all of your browsing activity and sell your data to other houses and maybe, keep that for ourselves. Because we'd go, oh, I don't consent to this, that's kind of invasive. No, thank you. So instead you go on websites and they go, hey, you like cookies? And we go, yeah, we love cookies. Give me some cookies now. So I wanted to brace you for that. Because I get called an angry person all the time. I don't think I'm angry all the time. Just certain situations will bring out anger in anybody. Now, I know it's a comedy show and I don't want to start on a solemn tone, but I gotta tell you what happened. I was attacked last week. And you don't expect to be attacked in the place you've grown up your whole life. There I was, around the corner from my own mother's house. And she lives in a leafy suburb. I did not expect this to happen, but something or someone hits the back of my head, and before I could think, I've got a warm, wet liquid trickling down the back of my neck. And I thought, please don't be what I think it is. But there we were, a pigeon shit on me. Has this ever happened to anybody else? Yeah, it's not a nice thing to happen. But was it made worse when somebody went, don't worry, that's good luck? I'm sorry, when did feces and fortune become bedfellows? There's nothing lucky about shit. In fact, shit is the opposite of luck. When you're not lucky, you go, oh shit. Now, we can test this theory. Anyone here ever bought a lottery ticket or a scratch card? Yeah, hoping to be lucky? Yeah, but you didn't wipe your bum with it before the numbers came out. Because there's nothing lucky about shit. Nothing lucky about being shat on. Now, I want to make sure we've made the distinction between the words shit and shat, because those carry two very different meanings. Because if someone says to you, hey, I shit in your house, you'd be like, okay, bit too much information. You can just say I go into the toilet. Anyway, that's fine. I hope you've washed your hands. But if someone says, hey, I shat in your house, there's a feeling that's still there. Now you gotta buy a new rug and get some new friends. So anyway, this pigeon shit on me, I was pissed off. And I decided to declare war on this pigeon and all of its kind. But then I thought, what a hypocrite. You can't blame an entire group or community for the actions of an individual. I'm not Liam Neeson or a Metropolitan Police officer. So, can't do that. So I thought the best thing to do would be to empathize and think about myself as a pigeon. And when I thought about it, you know what? Pigeons have a rough time in our society. Some of you might remember that pigeons used to exchange messages during the war. You know, when people ate licorice still. And they would exchange messages between the Allies, helping us to defeat the Nazis. I say defeat, making a move to America, but the point is that pigeons helped out. Now, pigeons live like war veterans. They got limbs missing, no access to healthcare, they're homeless, congregating under bridges. It's tough when you're a pigeon. Not only that, when you're a pigeon, you're considered a second-class citizen to your white counterpart, the dove. Did you even know that doves are just white pigeons? And they get all the good songs, all for the wings of a dove. When doves cry, there's no good pigeon songs. Black people are like, there's one pigeon song, it's not positive. And speaking from personal experience, when you've contributed to the infrastructure of a society and that society turns around and neglects your efforts, sometimes you gotta do wild shit so people pay attention. Maybe that's why that pigeon shot on me. And then when he went back to the Black Birds Matter rallies, they had a conversation about it. Because I assume all the black birds kind of get together. One of the more radical birds takes the stage. We'll call him Falcon X. And no one else is doing bird Pan-Africanist puns. Shut up. So anyway, Falcon X comes on stage and he's like, this is some bullshit. I'ma keep shitting on them until they stop eating our eggs. Then one of the more moderate pigeons, we'll call him Martin Luther King. He's like, not all human beings are bad. Sometimes when you go to the park, they will give you breadcrumbs. And he's like, they also take breadcrumbs and they roll our legs in that and they fucking eat it. What are you talking about, mine? Even the fact that we call pigeons flying rats, which is a derogatory term only to the black urban pigeons, mind you. Because when it comes to rats, there's also iniquity there. When you're a white rat, I'm not saying your life is perfect, but it could be worse. You get to work in a lab, free cosmetics, healthcare, exercise in a maze. When you're a black rat, what do you get? Blamed for the plague. Or if you're a brown rat, you gotta do youth work in a sewer teaching turtles kung fu and shit. That's no kind of life. Doesn't just happen on land either. This shit is taking place in the sea too. Some of you will be familiar with the species Orcus orca, known in documentaries as the blackfish, but more commonly known as a killer whale. All these fish in the sea, and the predominantly black one is called a killer. Is that fair? Why can't they be called sea pandas? I'm just saying that killer whales look more like pandas than sea lions look like lions. Like, think about how we revere and look at lions. King of the savannah plains. Even lion kings. There's no sea lion king, because they don't look like a fucking lion. Can you imagine the first time a kid was told they was gonna meet an underwater lion? How disappointing that would have been. Marine biologist comes home, he's like, hey there, son. I know I haven't been around as much as I should have been, but daddy's got a surprise for you. We finally discovered a new species, a sea lion, son. Dad, are you fucking serious? You guys have discovered a motherfucking sea lion? I don't really care for your language, son, but yeah, that's my fault for not being there, I guess. But yeah, son, that's what happened. So now they get down to the lab and he's like, behold, son, in all of nature's majesty, a sea lion. Kid's like, what the fuck is this? It's a sea lion, son. It's an otter with a fucking wax. You should have called it a sea badger. Don't you get tired of disappointing me, motherfucker? Meanwhile, the biggest killer in the sea gets to enjoy the name Great White Shark. And all we do is talk about its greatness and its whiteness. Should be called a colonial fish, if you ask me. Out here just taking over. So when David Attenborough's on Blue Planet, he's like, since ancient times, the great white shark has been one of history's greatest hunters and most efficient killers. But we want to know, what's its secret? Oh, I know. Privilege! Now you can tell me, guys, did that seem kind of angry? Yeah, a little bit? Well, that's fine. Some of you say yes, some of you say no. Well, I'll put that down to the fact that rarely do black people in our community get to explore the entirety of our emotional spectrum. It's not just from 0 to anger all the time. There's a sliding scale. Also, just because we raise our voices doesn't mean we're angry. If you learn nothing else today, moving forward, think of black shouting the same way you think about white women's tears. in that sometimes when we do it, we're in a good mood. And also, sometimes it's the only recourse of action you have for people to pay attention to your needs. And finally, black people and white women telling us to calm down does not help. Yeah. So now you have that understanding, let me give you an idea of the sliding scale. We all get angry sometimes. And I don't go from 0 to 10, it's a scale. So like 1 for me would be like, you know when you go into a room in the dark, or you're not looking, and you stub your toe on some furniture, but it's so painful, you're like, someone is trying to kill me in my own home. Because once I went into my nephew's bedroom, he had a Buzz Lightyear on the floor, I stepped on it, and I was so angry, I was like, I wish this was Toy Story and you could come to life, because I'd fucking kill you, Buzz. Right. To show you halfway up the scale, I have a condition called misphonia. It means certain sounds make me very sensitive, like snoring or loud chewing. And I'm telling you this because I had to move out of my housemate's flat. I was living with a housemate, I had to find my own flat because this guy would make so much noise when he was eating because he refused to go to the dentist. I would fantasize about slitting his throat so he could bleed out all over the table. Now, be honest with me, guys. Does that seem kind of dramatic? Some say yeah, some say no. To those of you that say yeah, let me ask you a question. Who the fuck chews soup? My housemate, that's fucking who. Yeah. Now, I wanted to give you an idea of what makes me angry, and I'm imagining some of you are like, well, based on what he's saying, then racism must be level 10 for Dane. But you'd be incorrect. Most people of color can tell you we are so used to discrimination, it's become part of the atmosphere. It's something you have to consider in every activity you do. Anything you do, you gotta think about how it's gonna affect you as a person of color in Western civilization. So I would say no, racism is not a 10 for me, it's more like an 8 or a 9. 10 for me would be people still denying that racism exists. And those people are still out there. And some of them are black and brown people too, trying to find work and avoid getting shape-ups at barbershops. The point is, thank you black people that got that. But the point is that, can we still deny the existence of racism in a post-camera phone society, in a world where there are 2 men called Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder, who between both those guys have written at least 3 songs about racism. So if a blind man can see it, it must really exist. Some of you are like, but my brown friend says, your brown friend can't play the piano with his fucking eyes closed. So I know that the conversation about privilege is a hard one to have because you live in a capitalist society where you're told you got to work for everything, be a part of this rat race, and for you to win, someone lazier than you has to lose. You've all got the same 24 hours. Right, to get out there and do some work. So if it's going to ease this conversation somewhat, I am now on stage prepared to discuss some aspects of black privilege. Would you like that? Well, it don't fucking exist. How dare you? Let's try, lady. I laid the trap. You sprung it. Did you see that shit? Sorry, mysterious racists in the shadows. I set you up there. I did set you up there. It's fine. I'll talk about one black advantage I might have that a white dude might not have. Some of you may have noticed I have less hair on my head now than I do in my posters. Some of you are like, yeah, Dane, well, if you're doing all right, why don't you just go to Turkey and get a hair transplant? I'm not getting a hair transplant for the same reason I don't eat vegan cheesecake. The technology is not there yet. But that being said, when you're a black person, if you go bald, you can still look kind of cool. There's a lot of icons that have bald heads, like Mo Farah. He looks cool bald. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, even my idol Dave Chappelle. Nice and bald and shiny. Not all white men have that privilege. If you're a white man and you are not Captain Picard from Star Trek or Professor Xavier, going bald can be tough because people assume that you're old, racist, very sick, or Grant or Phil Mitchell. Did you not notice when Jason Statham went bald, he started doing Fast and Furious movies just so he can go, my racist, look at all these black and brown people I'm in a film with. Just to cover his back. Yeah. Now, I bring up the privilege thing because, I've had a fortunate career. I can't complain too much about it. But there are whispers in the entertainment community as to how Dane became successful. People out there being like, oh, Dane's only on TV because they are ticking boxes. Dane only gets work to fill quotas. Dane's just a token black guy. Why is that? Well, because some of these people are jealous and racist, but it's also because mainstream media doesn't show you a lot of black success stories. So when people see it, they think something dodgy has happened. Even other black people don't trust black success because they're so used to being oppressed. People will say, he's a member of a secret society. He's done a blood sacrifice. He's using symbolism. Let me tell you, after spending 10 years in entertainment, there is no Illuminati or blood sacrifice. I have a list of people I will happily kill to make more money, and no one seems to care. It's so crazy, though, that people would assume that I have privilege in a world of reality TV. Because let's be honest, in this country alone, you can be working class and white, you can be middle class and white, and get on a reality show with no discernible talent and become a millionaire for walking around in the bikini. You can become a millionaire like Gemma Collins by scratching your vagina on national television and making your gay friends smell it. So, you're not having it that bad, if we're honest. Not only that, on the subject of reality TV, I discovered a white woman called Stephanie Motta from the United States. And she was on a reality TV show. When she left the show, she decided to open an OnlyFans account. And in this OnlyFans account, she was selling her farts in a jar and sending those to subscribers. Now, you may laugh, but she made 100 grand in 1 month. Money was so good, she started eating all of the foods that give you flatulence in order to make more money and ended up having a heart attack from farting too hard. I am sorry, middle-class white women in the room, if you can sell farts in a jar, you have the second most privilege in Western civilization. Who has the first? The white men that were buying farts in a jar. Now, I know there's some white men in here being like, we weren't all buying farts in a jar. There must have been some Asian guys. No Asian man is buying farts in a jar when there's curry in the fridge at his mama's house. He can get farts on tap whenever he wants. And no black person is buying farts in a jar when they can have macaroni cheese or condensed milk or Guinness punch. We can fart on tap if needs be. No one's paying for that shit. It's crazy. So that's right. When it comes to privilege, I don't think I have much apart from, maybe remaining dignified and going bald. But that's also a problem because I'm not the only black bald comedian in this industry. And I gotta tell you this because I've been confused for all of them. And that's something that, my white contemporaries don't deal with, mistaken identity. And that's happened to me a lot. Tell you guys a story. Back in 2014, I was the first black British person in all of Edinburgh's history to be nominated for an award. Not bragging, just saying. Thank you very much. Thank you. I tell you this because I have a great friend who's also bald and black, and everybody thought he was me. You might laugh, but he got free drinks, and he even got a threesome because they thought he was me. What the fuck are you laughing at? I want a threesome. I earned that shit. Tell you another story. I was doing a panel show on a TV station I'm not allowed to reveal for legal reasons. Well, it rhymes with ITV Schmoo. Are you happy? Anyway, they asked me to approve some pictures for promo and sent me pictures of the comedian Richard Blackwood. True story. Now, Richard is an icon, inspiration, but he is older than me by about 10 years, and he has hair. So I kicked up a little stink, and the person that sent them to me, they got fired. And people on Twitter were like, oh, I think you've got a bit too far, mate. You've got a chip on your shoulder. Everyone makes mistakes. I'm sorry, there is no fucking excuse. You know why? One reason. Google. You can just Google what the fuck I look like. We can't still be confusing Black people in a world with 1,080 megapixel TV screens and 4K screens. You're telling me we can see the surface of Mars, but you're still confusing black skin? Shut the fuck up, please. No excuse. The other reason why I'm not having any white person confuse me for another bull black comedian is because white people have pets. And when your pets go missing, you get missing posters. And you put those posters up all over the city on trees and lampposts, and people who have never met your fucking pet in their entire lives are supposed to be able to find your pet. They're like, excuse me, have you seen Sprinkles? He's a black cat with a white dot on his paw. Can you help? I don't fucking know. I never pay that much attention to cats. Also, if I find your cat, how do I verify its identity? Excuse me, are you Sprinkles? Meow. Oh, that's what all the cats said. Why won't the cat community cooperate with law enforcement? Do you guys see when Kurt Zuma got in loads of trouble for kicking a cat? Yeah. Now, some of you don't like that. Some of you who are a bit darker are like, well, you know. Now, this is my thing. I know that pets are important in Western civilization. I like dogs, I like cats. Well, I want to just demonstrate something to you guys, because everyone got very upset about that. Much more upset than they do about the constant viral videos of innocent black people being killed by police. And I say this because some of you have cats. Make some noise if you got a cat. All right, now make some noise if you got a dog. Yeah, now, you sound equally happy, but the people with cats need to understand your cats don't give a fuck about you. Miss, you had a cat? You got a cat? And a dog. Yeah, because you know one of them's not giving you enough love. So, what's your cat's name? Biscuit. What a cute name. You think Biscuit gives a fuck about where you are right now? Probably not, yeah. Which is interesting because, you know, we have a society that we're like, I'm not too sure we can have any more immigrants. But when it comes to cats, people are like, yeah, let them in. I love you, cat. And the cat's like, what the fuck ever? Cats don't give a fuck about people, you know. You know how I know? When you drive on a motorway or on a dark stretch of road, they put little reflectors on that road so you can see better, so you won't crash. And they're called cat eyes, because we know cats see very well. But let me ask you all a question. When's the last time you saw a cat leading round a blind person? Exactly. Dogs do it all the time because dogs are loyal and they love people. Dogs love people so much that if you're even homeless, you can still have a dog. You can be like, you know, times are tough right now there, boy. We might have to sleep rough for a couple of days. It's gonna be cold out there. And that dog would be like, that's okay, buddy. I'm with you to the end. If you're cold, I'm cold. But I'll keep you warm with my fur. Because I love you. Because we're best friends. You try and tell Biscuit that she's got nowhere to live. How long do you think she's gonna stick around for? Not long. You know why? Because cats don't even consider your home their home. It's their home and you live there. Because even when you give a cat a home and some food, they'll still go to other people's houses for food. And be like, yeah, this food is delicious, not like that pussy at home. Because that's who cats are. See, even like those people, make some noise, you got a dog again? Now, make some noise if your dog likes going for a walk. Yeah, dogs love walks. Even dogs who don't understand any other commands, you'd be like, you want to go for a walk? That dog would be like, are you serious? That's why you're my best fucking friend. You wait right there. I'm going to go and get the leash because I can't wait to be out in the great outdoors with my best friend. I fucking love you, buddy. You ever try taking Biscuit for a walk? When you see a human trying to walk a cat, they behave the same way that you would do if you're trying to bring an ugly person home from a nightclub. They're like, I hope no one I love sees me. Ugh. I gotta start drinking and doing drugs. Ugh. I got a theory about this as well, you know. I believe, now some of you may know this, cats in ancient Kemet or ancient nowadays Egypt, cats were like nigh-on deities. They were considered like gods. You even have like cat-headed gods like Sekhmet and Bastet. Like even in Black Panther, they worship Bastet, who is a cat-headed god. And I don't think cats have forgotten that they are special people from Africa, and people should respect that shit. And it's crazy because when cats act like that, everyone's like, I fucking love cats. But if we act that way, people are like, you guys are going way too hard, man. Can't you calm down and be so aggressive, black people, or blah, blah, blah. Which is fucked up because I've never stabbed anybody. Anyone here ever been scratched by a cat? Exactly. But yeah, I know it's a difficult conversation to have. One of the reasons why addressing racism is so hard is because who knows who to blame for this stuff? There's not one clear person. Even nowadays, I've never seen white people so divided. Left, right, alt-left, super left, liberal. It's going crazy. I mean, to most of us, it's still all white. But nowadays, on social media, there's white people that don't like being called white. And these might be the people I now have a problem with. Because there was a time where if you were a person of color, you knew what a racist looked like. Like, even when we close our eyes and we think about a typical racist, you imagine a bald guy with tattoos that are going green, and he only drinks at Irish pubs in Spain. And he starts every conversation with like, I'm not being funny, but... right? That's what we think a racist looks like. But the thing is, this has been deliberately created to make you think that white working class people are the ones that have the power to oppress you, which is not true, because they're almost equally oppressed. You go past Birmingham, you'll see how working class white people live. It's not great. But this whole idea has been suggested that these people are responsible for racism, when really the most they can be responsible for is racial rhetoric. They can say stuff to you, but they can't make it happen. Like, working class white people might tell you to go back to where you came from, but it's the middle class white people in government that orchestrated the Windrush scandal, and the same middle class people that have only compensated 4% of those victims. So you need to know who your real enemy is. In the same way that working class white people might accuse you as a black person for having a gun. But make no mistake, it's the middle class people in government that are the reason why you are 7 times more likely to be stopped and searched as a black person, and the people that leave out the fact that the reason why guns or handguns are illegal in this country is because a paedophile called Thomas Hamilton walked into a school in Dunblane and killed innocent children. It's got nothing to do with black people. Sorry, guys. So fuck Operation Trident. You know why? Because black people have only made one gun. A man called Lonnie Johnson invented the Super Soaker and the Nerf system. Which means if it was down to black people, when you got shot, it would only leave you soft and wet. Just the way we like it, fellas. All right. Ridiculous. I gotta bring this up because, like I said, this has stalled the conversation, this idea that only poor white people are racist. When really, we have a real new issue, which are liberals. Liberals have created this oppression Olympics, and they're very subversive because when someone is overt and racist, you can see that, because they'll be like, oh, what, black people? Whereas liberals are kind of like, oh, what black people? And you guys can see the difference. You know, you'll hear liberal people say things like, well, you know, violence doesn't solve anything. If you check how much your country spends on fucking defense budgets, you can see it really does work, actually. You know, it's even when people say stuff like, you know, I only eat plant-based food. Well, you should be happy that you get to choose what you eat every fucking day, because not everyone in the world has that privilege. And I say this because whenever you broach the conversation of oppression with so-called liberals, they go, there's no need to shout, I don't need all that aggression. And can I just say, speaking as a person of colour, we don't like that word anymore, because we know what it really means, especially me. You know why? A couple years back, I did Countdown. Not bragging, just saying. But I worked something out. When you are accused of aggression as a black person, because if you rearrange the letters in the word aggression, it actually spells, a nigger, SOS! So, when you accuse us of aggression, I know what you really mean. Because I've been watching it for a long time, and I've been watching people from different parts of dominant culture passing this hot potato of racial hatred. You know, a lot of comedians, when I started doing comedy, would be like, oh, I love everybody. Racism, I don't even see color. well, how are you working as an observational comedian if you can't fucking see color? And then they'll go on and say, I'm not racist, but my nan can be a little bit racist, suggesting as if because something happened in the old days, it's acceptable. I don't think that's the case. I think it was never acceptable, and if you really want to address the issue, kill your nan. Kill your fucking nan. I don't give a fuck. I'll boot your nan in the pussy on Christmas Day. You don't see color, I don't see age. How about that? Fuck that shit. Did that seem too angry to you? Yeah, well, I'll slap your nan's tits over her shoulder too. How about that? I think one of the problems is the fact that there was a time where people were told, as I said, that racism was acceptable. And that can be hard to change in the minds of people when they've been told generation after generation, this is the right way to behave. In the same way that for many years, we were told that smoking was a good thing. There was a time when even doctors would come on TV and tell you to smoke cigarettes. They'd be like, having a rough day, your wife won't shut the fuck up. That's women for you. See, it's not okay if it was in the old days, is it? Wife not shutting up, maybe give her a slap, and then I'll say it's not acceptable because it was old days. That's what I fucking said. Now you slap her in the face and you have yourself a cigarette. But now, after years of education and research, we understand that cigarettes are bad for you and smoking is not good for you. And I want us, as a society, to address racism in the same way. To understand that if you continue to pass this on to generation after generation, it will eat away at you like cigarettes do, long term. But then I started thinking, could there be a device that would facilitate this? Because you know, we're trying to quit smoking, it's hard to go cold turkey. It might be the same thing with racists and white supremacists. So I invented a device which I call a nicotine patch. And when you attach it, you can inject white supremacy into your bloodstream every half an hour. So instead of saying something out loud, you just feel superior to black people. And then we can get you designated racism areas, like in the office, so you don't be racist indoors, but you can go outside in a corner and share that space with other bigots, you know, so that you don't infect the minds and bodies of young children. And then hopefully, like with smoking, you die of an aggressive form of cancer. And that's gonna be poetic because then your lungs will be black. So that's okay. Did that seem angry to you? Well, yeah. Not angry enough. Absolutely right, sir. Because here's the thing, like, as I said, there are a lot more aspects to the emotional complex of black people than people give us credit for. But you have to understand something. Anger might be the only recourse people have left. Normally, anger is triggered by the release of your adrenaline. Because when you're a black or brown person living in this society, a lot of the time your life is fight or flight. Don't know whether you're coming or going. And no, that can be very confusing and frustrating for people. Might not want to be angry, but when you don't have the privilege of being able to rely on law enforcement or any institution to protect you, you have to remain guarded. But none of us want to be angry all the time. That shit is tiring. Even me as a comedian, I chose comedy because I didn't think people would call me angry. But when I started doing comedy, all of a sudden, I'm the angry black guy. And I never was this person until I got into comedy and saw the world on a larger scale. And I always decided to make it a point of principle that I would show different dimensions to the normal aesthetic or stereotype that you see of black people on TV, particularly straight black men. And I hope I can lead by example if I come on this stage and try and be a little bit vulnerable. And I want to do that by not just talking about stuff that pisses me off. Why don't I tell you about some of the things that make me afraid? Right. Here goes. Going black, going vulnerable, going straight male. I, Dane Baptiste, your friend and favorite modest comedian, I'm scared of roller coasters. Why am I scared of roller coasters? Have you seen the staff that operate and control roller coasters? They are many things, but they are not engineers. I think if you pay attention, you will realize that most roller coasters in theme parks are operated by teenagers. And if you ever met a teenager at work, or been a teenager at work, you know you don't give a fuckity fuck about your job. Which I totally understand. You are too old to enjoy a theme park on a superficial level, But when you are a teenager, you're too young to have a proper career because you don't have the experience or qualifications. So most of us end up working in leisure or hospitality or retail, and these jobs are soul-destroying, sitting there at a theme park, watching everybody else have fun in the summertime. What you want to be doing is smoking cheap weed and fingering people. You can't finger people in a theme park. That's what fairgrounds are for. Have some class. Teenagers do not give a fuck. You ever seen a teenage lifeguard at a water park or a public swimming pool and seen how little of a fuck they give about your life? You could see a great white shark eating a baby and be like, this colonial fish is eating this baby. And the teenage lifeguard would just go, hey! The other reason I hate roller coasters is because I'm the oldest male out of my generation of cousins. I love them very much, but because of that, I'm aware that if our dads aren't around, I've got to be the man of the group, and I've got to let my cousins go out together on a roller coaster, and I sit by myself next to a stranger. And you know what's scarier than sitting next to a stranger? Sitting next to a stranger who goes on the roller coasters by their fucking selves. Now, the final reason I do not like roller coasters is because you know when you go on a roller coaster, you get off, you go through the gift shop, and they put your pictures up, hoping you buy some merchandise. Now, where I'm from, in South East London, if you look scared in that picture, you are the bitch of the summer. Not the day, not the week, the whole summer. And even years later, when you're trying to get your life back together from that trauma, you'll be tagged in a social media post, and somebody go, remember back in the 90s when you were being a little bitch? So I'm on this roller coaster, and the barrier comes down before it kicks off. Now, you ever been in that situation when the barrier comes down and it's tight, but not tight enough? And you're like, if we go upside down, I'll definitely die. So then you try and get some help from the technician. You're like, hey, this ain't tight enough. And he goes, hey! So then I think, let me find a responsible adult. And I said, excuse me, sir, this isn't very tight. What about yours? And he's like, you want some licorice, baby? So, the ride begins. And if you've ever been on a roller coaster, you know, they don't even sound safe at the beginning. It's like... And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna die a virgin. I'm from South East London. Why would I put myself in deliberate danger? I could have done this at home. And that camera's coming up, and I look like a little bitch because my cousins are here. Then you get to the top, and I'm like, oh, fuck me. Why would I do this? All right. But you know, when you're a black person, you gotta act tough all the time. So I'm stone-faced. Then the ride begins. Hoping my cousins don't see me. Kicks off. I'm like, oh shit! I don't wanna die! I don't wanna die! I don't wanna... Stupid. We've all been there. All right. Here's another little fact about myself. It took me many years being comfortable with who I am to reveal to people. We were talking about liquor earlier on. I'm not really a beer and wine person. I guess my drink of choice has a little bit more pizzazz. I, Dane Baptiste, your confidant and big dick modest comedian, I like cocktails. Yeah, going, I don't tell people. But thank you very much. Yeah. I mean, that's still kind of butch though, but more like I'm a top kind of, yeah. Drink it up, little daddy. It's very hard for me to start a preference for something with cock, being from South East London. But I like them, and I discovered my love of cocktails, you know, at gay clubs. A friend of mine introduced me to a 2-for-1 happy hour just there in Soho, and I was like, no wonder gay is a synonym for happy. These drinks are fucking delicious. If you are a straight man, drink cocktails, okay? Because then you still get fucked up and you don't smell like a sewer. I love cocktails. I find them delicious. I find them fruity. I find them scrumptious. And you know why that's so significant? Ask yourselves as an audience, you ever even heard a 6'1" black man use the word scrumptious before? That's how much they mean to me. You see there white guys in the room, there's words that I can't use too. Because I'll be judged. Some of you are like laughing along, some of you are like, what word? You know what word. And this is an excuse that black people aren't having anymore. I heard a rapper do it. Well, do you do everything you see on TV or online? I saw 2 girls in 1 cup. I don't go into Starbucks trying to find white girls with pumpkin spice lattes to shit in. Also, you have to understand, which we all understand, that within personal communities or in personal groups, you might use derogatory language, ironically, as a term of endearment. In the same way that you might love your wife or partner, but in the bedroom you call her a dirty, dirty slut. Doesn't mean I can do that shit. And the same thing for that word. So you want to use that word, let me call your wife a fucking whore. How about that? Anyway. Scrumptious. Now, scrumptious is a great word to use to describe something you like, but it's not something that a straight black man can normally use, which is not great for my career. Because if I can't use a word like scrumptious, how the fuck am I going to do Bake Off? I want to do Bake Off, but I got to act tough because I'm a black straight man. But they're like, hey, Dane, has that red velvet cupcake? And I'm like, oh, it's yeah, it's all right still. Yeah, decent. This is decent still. Pushing P in that, this cupcake right here, you know. As you can see, the icing is bright, like a gunshot from my strap. The sponge is warm and moist, like a stripper's pussy. You can't talk that way on Bake Off. They won't ask you back. Now, that all was some silly shit, but I told you that because I really feel like, what else can I do? Like, I literally come on stage and make people laugh for a living, and people still call me aggressive and angry. And me, as a black person, and whether or not I've been given this permission, I'm really asking on behalf of my community, when is it gonna be enough? What's it gonna take? Even when you had black people in the England team, when they got to their first final in how many years, it still wasn't enough. We live in a world where people are still throwing bananas on a pitch. You think if I got the wrong estimate from Tony, my plasterer, I would throw a Ginsters in his face? No, I wouldn't. When is it gonna be enough? Even one of the staples of British culture, the royal family, we had a black duchess, and she weren't just any woman, she was an accomplished actress, a self-made millionaire, philanthropist, and it still wasn't enough. Even though she picked the ginger one, still wasn't enough. Just like, and I mean that not against ginger people, but just like Hermione did with Ron Weasley. Of all the people to pick in a secret boarding school with inbred people, she picked the most humble one. And people still hate like she's got some problem with her morals. Meanwhile, Charles married his fucking side chick. That's who Camilla was, by the way. She was there even when Diana was. You heard it here, maybe first. That's right, secret societies and that. Still not enough. Even in our best friends, the US, somehow managed to get a black president, well, black enough because he's mixed race, but black enough for America to be president. And even with Barack Obama, Barack is not just any guy. He graduated from Harvard, top of his class, went to Harvard Law School, never had a scandal, and it still wasn't good enough. One of the most accomplished black men you would ever meet was replaced by a man who smells like cheeseburgers and Russian prostitute urine and has been bankrupt 3 times. And, you know, he's a diplomat and, you know, Meghan is a duchess. Well, I'm just a comedian and I'm tired of being fucking dignified about it. And I'll tell you this for free. You don't want me as a president because I'm not that classy. If I found out I was leaving the White House for Donald Trump, me and Michelle would have fucked in every room in that house. The only way it would still be the White House is when you see me busting nuts all over the curtains, the cutlery, just leaving the sheets just right there, busting on the carpet, just because I can. And as I was walking out for that inauguration, I would look Donald Trump in the eye and be like, hey, I shat in your house. How about that? Listen, this show is a comedy show just like any other one. I have not come out here to tell you guys off for being racist because you bought a ticket, so you must be kind of aight. I didn't bring you out here to try and solve racism tomorrow. I don't believe we can solve it tomorrow. I don't believe we can maybe address it next week, next year, maybe the next decade, until we get to a point where we realize that we as humans are all on this flight together. And whether you are first class, economy, we are all heading to the same destination ultimately. And the only thing that's gonna survive is the black box. And by that, I do mean African women's vaginas that contain the mitochondrial DNA of all human beings. So until we realize that we're all in this together, we're all gonna go down together. So I'm not trying to solve racism with this show in a space of a fucking hour, but at least allow me to be angry about it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I am not an asterisk, an afterthought, or something other that's a little bit different. I am not a by the way or a covert way to say that I do not fit into your prescribed divisive European ideals of false supremacy. I cannot be summed up in biro, in a boring white box tick. I am not black other. I am not mixed other. I am the sum of my ancestral mothers. I am the strength of all of my brothers. I am not an asterisk.